Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Rebecca, and I am today going to be doing a kind of different thing than I normally do. I'm going to start a writing series-ish. I'm going to call it the Writing Corner. And the first thing that I want to look at today is I got the Writer's Guide to Character Traits for Christmas from my best friend. And I've glanced through it and flipped through it, and it's got some really interesting stuff in it. So I decided that I was going to go through and look at the chapters and see what I could talk about and what you guys might find interesting. So I went through the first chapter. The first chapter was just kind of the introductory you have to make believable characters, they have to be consistent, and all of that kind of stuff, the stuff that most everybody knows. So I decided I was going to start with chapter 2. Now chapter 2 is entitled Adult Personality Types. So there's 23 adult personality types with internal and intrapersonal attributes of each personality type. Now, it would take 500 years to go through and read through all of these character personality types for adults. So I thought I would go through and give you some of my main characters. I went through and read them and tried to match them as best I could to each character. So I'm going to give you some of my favorites. And I'm just going to go in the order that they come in the book, which is alphabetical order. So I have one character who is the adventurer. And so the themes of the adventurer are excitement and boldness. He may look and sound ordinary, but underlying most activities is the need to feel like a warrior, often unknowingly at the cost of others. Specifically, the thing that I really, really like about this is it has internal, which is right here. So things that are on the inside, things that they kind of feel. And then I don't know if I can move that close enough to where you can see it. Interpersonal, because that just blocks out all the light, which is how they react with other people. So, some of the aspects of the interpersonal is what I really looked at the most. So, lives on the edge, seeks thrills, enjoys the spotlight, is not bothered by rules or conventions, and has an overt interest in sex. Which, for the characters there was 2 characters that I actually applied this to. Pretty much all of those can be applied to them in different ways. I think the thing that I really liked about this book was that, when I read The Adventurer, I thought, okay, somebody who likes to go, on an adventure. But looking more at the internal stuff, too, it's a leader. One of the persons that I, put this with is the captain of a ship. And so he's a leader. He is competitive, bold, dominant, all of that applies to him. And the other person that I applied this to, she's a thief. And her thing about being a thief is that she likes to steal for the thrill of it. She likes to, not be caught. She likes the feeling of not quite getting, she likes to be on the edge of being caught. She likes that thrill of being am I gonna get caught, and then doesn't. That, excites her so much. So I applied that to her. And I want this video to be forever long, so I'm going to pick one more, which is my main character. And I picked her name is Blair, as the resilient, which is, life is no different for resilience than for others, but they have the remarkable ability to recover from life's losses and disappointments. Some of the things don't really apply to her because she's in the midst of a loss, so she's not happy right now. But some of the things is happy, productive, able to cope with adversity with a minimum of stress, which really applies to her. Motivated, willing to take responsibility for her own life, possesses a good sense of humor, ethical, able to face problems and take personal control. Those are the internal things, and I think that a lot of those can apply to her. And you kind of have to look at it also where, the character as a whole, instead of just where they are in the book, because before all of where the beginning of my book takes place, she probably would have been in a very happy mood all the time because she was engaged and she was, there was a lot of happy things in her life at that moment. So, for that, I think that this really applies to her. I'm actually going to give you a bonus one. One of my, he is a villain, but he's not quite a villain at first. He kind of becomes the villain, I guess. He is the flamboyant, which is, life for the flamboyant contains love, sex, competition, and disloyalty, always with a lack of authenticity as if the flamboyant shows or expresses more than is really felt. Flamboyant women lack close relationship with other women, but this is for a male, so we can ignore that for now. But as far as flamboyant women go, they don't have a lot of other women friend. So the internal stuff that is listed here is dramatic, easily upset, emotionally unstable. Check for this character. Unaware of own seductive or aggressive behaviors. I wouldn't say unaware, but maybe a little bit. Always conscious of sexual undercurrent, interprets others' behaviors as sexual, then feels like an evil seductress or seducer. I can give that a half check for him. Susceptible to poor esteem and self-blame. That doesn't really apply to him. Indirect and devious. Check. Naive, simplistic, immature, excessively emotional, and childish. Give a half check mark. Depressed because she feels like a bad person. No, that doesn't apply to him. Not a clear thinker. I think he's a pretty clear thinker. Vague. He can be vague. Attention-seeking. Yes. God, yes. He can be attention-seeking. Dramatic. Prone to develop physical symptoms. Headache, weakness, chest pains under stress. I haven't really seen this in him, but I don't really know what he was like before all of the stuff and the stuff happened. All of the stuff and the stuff. That was very specific. That's me being vague. Hey, maybe I'm the flamboyant. No, I don't think so. The interpersonal, the way he interacts with other people, seems flaky, flighty, insubstantial to others. Give that a half check mark too. May see others as sex objects, yes. Creates triangulated relationships. You don't really get to see him in a relationship in this because of just the way that things are. There's not very many relationships in my book as much as it's just her on her thing, doing her thing. Competitive with other individuals of the same gender, check. Dramatic in social situations, check. Vain, promiscuous, jealous, check. Manipulative, plays games, get whatever she wants. Yes, because he's an ass. So that is 3 types of the 23 adult traits that can be seen as from this book, which I found was really, really interesting. I think after going through all of this stuff, I have a lot more information that I can use to push my characters into being... They kind of fit into some of these, but you can't really tell it in the book, which is bad on my part, so I'm going to take these traits and things and try to incorporate them more into their character as seen in the book, so that you can better... they're better characters. They're more well-rounded. We'll use round and flat. I don't think that any of my characters are really flat as much as you just don't see some of their other traits. Some of the smaller characters, all my big characters are pretty round. They all have their good stuff, their bad stuff, their secrets, their skills, all of it is there. For me, anyways. I don't know if other people can see that, because I feel like that sounds a little conceited. But, in my eyes, I think that they're pretty well-rounded characters. But, so, that is my first writing video. I'm going to probably talk about some fan fiction next, because I am in a fan fiction slump. I have not written any fan fiction in a month, and I need to because I have 17 of them up. So, let me know what you guys thought about this video, and if you think that I should go into some more of the 23 character traits, or if you'd like to see what's in the next chapter. So, let me know in the comments below. Bye!